To search the library's databases, you'll want to start at library.mma.edu. There are two ways to search. One is by searching CSearch, which is our single search bar that will search many of our databases simultaneously. The second way is by searching individual databases. You do that by clicking A to Z databases and then selecting the database you want to search from the list. Let's start with CSearch. I always go straight into the advanced search because it will give you the most options and lead to the best success. There are multiple search bars, so you can use them for different search terms. If I'm looking for boat and anchor, I'll only be searching for things that include both of those keywords. I can search it and see how many results I get. In this case, almost 3,000 results, as you can see at the list on the top. There are different ways to expand or refine your search over on the left. I can say that I only want to find news articles using these terms. And then I'll see that I have many fewer results at the top, so I can narrow it and not have to wade through quite as many all at once. If I go back to all of my results, I can see that I can also restrict by publication date. So here, maybe I'm only interested in materials from 2010 onward. That will decrease it substantially. I have many more options to refine by the subject, by the publication. That's typically the journal or newspaper title, the company that published it, the language it's in, where the article is from, and which databases it's drawing from. In any case, when I find an interesting article here in the list, I can click on the title to find more information about it. It will give me the authors, the journal, the publisher, the year it was published, and important subject terms so that I can find more information by clicking on one of those. There's a description or an abstract depending on the type of article it is, and more information. Some key things to note. On the left-hand side is the opportunity to view the full text of the article. Some of our databases will let you view the full text right here, and some of them will encourage you to go into the record in the actual database. So it might say, view this record in the other database, and by clicking there, you can get the full text within that database rather than within CSearch. Second, on the right-hand side are a number of tools that will be useful for you. Some key ones are the Cite button, which will give you a basic citation for this information in a number of formats. These are not entirely correct all of the time, so you need to be careful and make adjustments as needed. And the Permalink button. This will give you a URL that will continue to work even after your search session has ended. If you use the URL bar at the top, that will only work for a short time after doing this search, and you might not be able to get back to the article. My recommendation, always save the full citation and the permalink, and you'll be able to get back to it quickly and easily, and your citations will build as you do research rather than waiting until your paper is almost due. That usually ends up with a bit more of a time crunch than you anticipated. Going back to our search, we can always expand our search by using or in between our terms. So I might be interested in a boat or a vessel or a ship. And I might be interested in still just an anchor. So any one of these words at the top will be searched, but one of those must be present, and the second keyword will also need to be present. If I were looking for an author or a title, I could also search that directly. In this case, adjusting my search, I do end up with a few more results because I've expanded it with these or words, but not all that much, so we don't have to worry all that much. Here's an example of a record that would have us go into another database. Here you can see on the left, instead of saying full text, it wants me to view the record from the database ScienceDirect. I can simply click that, and I'll get the information within that database. In this case, we do have full text access, so I would click Download PDF and would download that article. I can then save it to my computer or read it in my browser. That's the basics of C-Search. You'll want to play around a lot to make sure that your search terms are bringing what you're looking for. The second part is searching within individual databases. To do that, you click A to Z Databases from the library homepage. We have about 100 databases that we can search, and many of them will be useful, but all for different kinds of searches. You can select the basic subject that you're looking for from the drop-down menu, or you can search directly for it in the search bar. In this case, maybe I'm interested in arts and sciences databases, and I'll use Academic Search Complete or another one in order to find what I'm looking for. There are lots of different kinds of databases here, so you'll want to take a look to see what database has the kind of information that you're looking for. For example, if I'm looking for the General Science Collection, it will bring me into this Gale database. This looks a little bit different than the EBSCO databases such as C-Search, but either way, it works similarly, including using the advanced search, and you may find that you have more accurate results by going into individual databases rather than using C-Search alone. There are also several databases that simply don't appear in C-Search. One of those is Statista, which is very useful for providing data, graphs, and other reports on important information. There are some others as well that may not show up, particularly the ones owned by ProQuest. That's another database company that we have access to. We have 6 ProQuest databases, and again, they look a little bit different than some of the others that we have. Looking at Global News Stream, sometimes we need to click straight through. And again, you'll see that it looks different, but the functionality is quite similar. You can continue to search by the different keywords, making sure that each one appears, or that any one of them appears, or that maybe one of them does not appear. And it has very similar ability to expand or limit your search overall. Between the C-Search as well as the individual databases, you will be able to find lots of information on most subjects. If you have any trouble searching, come to the library, ask, and we'll be happy to help you.